Time to take things to the max. Hi everyone, if you're new here, my name is Osama. I'm a pharmacist working here in England. On the side, however, I have a massive interest in photography and videography. If you're new here, thanks very much for giving up a bit of your time to be with me today. So today, I thought I'd do something a bit different, another unboxing video. Generally speaking, I'm not a massive fan of these unboxing videos, but this is a bit of a special day, as you'll see very shortly. So if you watched my video from a few months ago, you'll see that I upgraded my camera from the Sony ZV-1 to the camera that I'm filming on now, which is the Fuji X-H2S, which represented a significant investment for me at the time. I have to say, I don't regret it. It's proved to be an incredible camera in the relatively short space of time that I've had it, and I hopefully will use it for many more years to come. And I don't even think I've scratched the surface with using the full capabilities of the Fuji X-H2S. So one thing to note is, I'm sure you'll be aware that if you get a powerful camera like the Fuji, you do have to get a computer that matches the raw power of said camera. So around 2010, I got my first Apple Mac. It was a 21.5-inch iMac, and I had that till 2019. I vowed I would never leave it, almost 10 years to swap computers again. So in 2019, I got another 21.5-inch iMac, but it was an Intel i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM. And to be fair, up until now, almost 5 years later, it's proved to be a fantastic computer. It can handle most things quite good. Heavy video editing, it cannot handle though. It can handle some basic footage from the Fuji X-H2S that I'm filming this very video on. But to be honest, when I use plugins like Dehancer, the iMac really cannot handle it, and I've heard even M1 Macs struggle to handle the Dehancer plugin. So I did a bit of research to see what other editing rig that I could get. For example, the Fuji can film in 6.2K open gate, which I really want to be able to use, but there's not a chance in hell that my 21.5-inch iMac can handle that, because let's face it, it's just really a family computer. So I've been doing a bit of research, and for quite a while I was seriously considering to get the Mac Mini M2 Pro, just the base model, and spec it up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. I think it does come with 16 gigabytes of RAM, excuse me, anyway. And the problem is, when you spec that up, you do get into Mac Studio territory, and I have heard that the M2 Mac Mini, the M2 Pro Mac Mini, the leap in sort of computational power isn't that great compared to the M2, and I've seen some videos where the M2 Pro Mac Mini can handle quite a bit of footage, but it still runs into bottlenecks. So that naturally led me to look at the Mac Studio. So I've been looking at the base model Mac Studio M2 Max, retails at about £2,000 here in the UK. And I wanted to pair that with a studio display, because I don't really want to get an all-in-one like I used to with the iMacs, because I want to be able to just get one display. I just want to be able to like swap the computer out, keep the monitor, and keep the costs down, instead of buying an all-in-one for £2,000 at a time. So I was looking at the M2 Max Studio, like I was saying, but I actually looked into the Apple Refurbished website, because they do have some amazing deals on there. I actually was going to get the studio display from there as well, and there was one on sale, but unfortunately that went, so I had to end up buying a new one. So I did actually manage to find an M2 Max Mac Studio on the Apple Refurbished store. There was one with 512 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of hard drive and 64 gigabytes of RAM that I really wanted to go for, but I've heard that the increase in RAM from 32 to 64 doesn't really make a huge amount of difference. So I found this one, which is an M2 Max Mac Studio with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and the 2 TB storage, and that comes to actually it came on the Apple Refurbished site at just under £2,300. Now if you buy it new, you're paying closer to £2,700, so I managed to save £400. So I think it's just the base M2 Max configuration for the chip, but it's, like I say, it's got 2 TB of storage, which I think is probably more important than 64 GB of RAM. So let's open up this Apple Refurbished Mac Studio M2 Max, because I know a lot of you will be keen to see the experience and see what you get for your money. Apologies for the lighting conditions. The weather here in the UK is just all over the place at the moment. 1 minute sunny, 1 minute dull. So anyway, let's open up this Apple Refurbished Mac Studio and see what we've got. I mean, from what I've heard, it's just as good as buying a brand new one. So it opens up quite nice, actually. It opens up just like, there you go, just opens up like as if it was brand new. It's sealed like it's brand new as well. I mean, we all know that the Apple unboxing experience is just fantastic. So you've got the Designed by Apple in California book in there, classic. There we have it. I mean, to be honest with you, it does actually look like as if it's brand new. You couldn't really tell like it's refurbished. So let's just peel off the Apple packaging now. So I'm just looking at it now, just giving it a going over. To be honest with you, you can't really tell. I can't see any evidence that has been used. It looks pretty brand new to me, even though it's the, you know, Apple Refurbished. So let's have a look. Yeah, I can't see a single mark on it, to be honest with you, so it's quite remarkable, really. You know, I managed to pick this up quite cheap. So like I say, I'm going to pair this Mac Studio with the Studio Display, and I will give you all a review in a short space of time to see what difference it is compared to my current setup. So I'm just really keen on trying out this Mac Studio because I really want the ultimate power, because I've got a lot of ideas for some amazing footage and amazing content that I want to film, and I don't want to feel constrained by hardware limitations. So again, another big investment, but hopefully it's going to pay off. Anyway, many thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate you giving up your time with me, and hope to see you all soon. Many thanks. Bye.